G'day. Due to the coronavirus, John and I can't be out in the paddock chasing fallow like the one behind me there, so I've dug up some old videos that I created some time ago, and I came across one that's really quite special to me. It's a mate of ours, Andy Ivey, who joined us from Queensland to come and hunt the fallow down in southern New South Wales, so huge effort on his behalf. And we just shared a great couple of days in the bush. Andy had a bit of success, and we had just lots of close encounters with deer. Hope you enjoy the episode.
Right, so we come over the top here and this buck's been going for a while. It looks like there's a bit of a rut pad just on the edge of this face here.
About 80 metres out, something like that.
There's a big white buck in there with several does. So we came in the top here and he chased one of the does over the top, so we decided to just set up for a rattle and just did a bit of a series of rattling and doe calling, and had a spiker come in off the top of the hill and stopped at 30, just looking around.
That's pretty cool, eh?
We just let him go. You know, you don't want to spook anything that comes in like that, just keep it quiet. Luckily he left pretty quietly, which I was hoping for. And then looked over at Batesy and he said, one more rattle, and I said, yep, give it another one. So he clicked it together and heard a stick go to my left, and had this buck just coming in fast.
That was cool, eh? Like, mate, the old Nightingale did it again, like.
Mate, you know, we just let him come in right to that. I got a draw on him when he got behind all these bushes here, and he's probably freaking 8 metres or something when I caned him.
Yeah.
I didn't want to pull him up because his deer had been jumping big time, so I just waited for him to prop. I knew he'd stop to have a look sooner or later, and then just let go, just smashed him. So
And, I think we heard him go down not too far. We watched him for probably 30 odd metres and a bit of a crash, probably 60 or 70 metres off. So yeah, it was pretty cool, man. Look, the rattling's awesome, eh? Just waiting for that spiker to walk off, and he was far enough again, and Andy gave me the nod. So it was only a bit of a touch. We didn't go too hard on it. And the wind stopped actually in the last 5 minutes. It's been pretty noisy.
it was actually good because it was moving that way eventually. I actually thought the spiker might pick us up at one point.
Yeah, well,
Anyway,
he gave me the old foot. He gave me the old foot pump a few times.
You've driven 17 hours, and how sweet is that?
Great size.
So Nigel just joined us from Europe, and he's got one, and Andy's joined us from Queensland, and now he's got one, and
Yeah, awesome.
beautiful, beautiful.
What
And the patience he showed too to let him come right up close, so that the shot was going to be on the money. Plus, we got it on footage.
on the camera, yeah, you could see you waiting and moving.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Perfect. Let's go find him.
That's killer. That's fun, man. Doesn't get much better than that. That zip clean through him. Alright, well, we're here with this buck. Yeah, it's been a good morning. It's been warm for the rut this year. It's been kind of unusual. It hasn't been wet, freezing, cold, numb feet. But finally got out here for a hunt with Danny and John this morning. Got away fairly early, and there was some grunting, and just couldn't get on anything early. Chased a few around, and eventually we got onto the top of a buck traveling a ridge over here, and we set up for a rattle there and couldn't pull him across, and then moved into this side where this buck was sitting. We'd come over the top of this little bank here, and there's a bit of a rut pad behind us where there was a big white buck holding several does, and John had spotted them just as we kind of got in, and one of the does broke and went up this hill. You can see behind me here. So we immediately set up, had John back a little bit on the rattle and letting out a few doe calls. We called a set, and within probably a minute or two we had a spiker come in off the ridge behind us. He came down in front of us and stood there for a while. We just kept quiet, didn't want to spook him at all, and he finally walked off. We rattled one more time. John just gave the rattles another touch, and looked over to my right shoulder and heard a stick break, and had this guy just running in, just ducking and weaving through the bushes. Whipped over and gave the heads up to the guys that he was coming, and just let him come as close as he could come. He finished up about 10 meters, and prop just clear of a bush, and put the shot on him, and he tore up here and stopped here, and I pretty much, John and I lost sight of him in the binos right about here, and we figured he'd gone down. The shot was solid. It was right clean through the shoulder, just tucked it in here, and yeah, pumped. Really, really nice. Right, so it's the end of day 5 now. Been a pretty good day. Hunted pretty hard all day. Rattled in and killed a great buck this morning, which was a lot of fun with the guys. A real team effort there. Pushed around a couple of different areas and rattled some more. We pulled in a couple of other spikers, but just nothing that we wanted to shoot. And then about midday, when we sat down for our break, we got onto an incredible buck. Just a big, old, mature. And it was a cracker.
Oh yeah, he got our hearts racing, and I think he'd been sitting down bedded probably 200 metres across the clearing from us while we were having our lunch, and he stood up and waved his tail, and we seen him, and yeah, he's got some plans drawn for the rest of this week on him. We'll see how we go.
So Danny, John and myself had a lot of fun this year. We hunted a couple of days together and really made the most of it. We spent a lot of time filming and calling rattling setups, looking over a lot of deer, and just generally having a lot of fun out in the field. One of those setups turned out to be very successful for us. We were able to rattle in a great buck in a pretty neat setup, and everything just kind of went down to a T, pretty textbook. and it was quite a rush to have a buck come in and let him get so close before taking the shot, as well as having the two guys there with me to just share in the whole experience, made for an extra rewarding hunt.